In this lesson, we're going to be adding our ergonomic side grips to our controller. Let's start with the controller in the top view. We're going to add a 3-point arc on the top plane. And you can really make this any shape you want. We're going to split this with our sketch. And if consume cut bodies is still checked, make sure you go back and uncheck that. And I'm going to hide all the parts that we don't need for now. Now, because this is still two pieces, we're going to have to actually make this one part. So you can use the combine tool, add them together. And we have one issue, which is this ridge that we had cut in from our last tutorial. So one way to get around that is to actually delete these faces away and continue the surface around by using more surfacing techniques. So let's start by doing a delete face. Just going to select these inner surfaces here. And hit the check. You'll see that we're left with this notch right here. And the way to get around that is to use a surface untrim, which will actually patch this hole and give us a nice clean surface to work from this point to this point. So if you choose untrimmed surface, and we'll select the boundaries that we want to close off, you can see it's forming a surface in there. Hit the check, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, we're going to pick these three edges here. If it doesn't work, that means looks like we forgot a surface, which is fine. Go back to the delete face, edit that, make sure we delete all the faces. You can see that the surface untrim won't work unless we have a completely open space to work within. So now it's working. So now we have one large gap to work within. We need to fill this. And a way to do that quickly is to use a boundary surface. And we're going to close off this area to make this a solid again. So let's open up the boundary surface tool. And we can choose both these edges. For direction 2, we can actually choose this small edge down here. Hit the check. Zoom back out. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So once that's completed, now we have a closed area that we can knit together. So what I like to do is just draw a box around the entire thing and form the solid. And that's it. So now that we have our side grip, we can show the rest of the parts and see how it looks. That looks pretty good. So in our next lesson, what we're going to do is actually mirror all this and to create one body, an upper half, a lower half, two side grips, and two triggers, and two joysticks. And then we're going to split them out into separate parts so we can create our assembly.